Hi, welcome to Contemporary Tarot. I'm Madeline. In this session, I'm going to talk a little bit about my Hermit Year, which was 2022. I began my Hermit Year pretty burnt out. I left my Strength Year, and the end of my Strength Year, I wrapped up a big project, and I came down with a case of pneumonia, and it all made sense, honestly. My Strength Year, I left it all on the table. No regrets, but it was certainly intense. And so I began my Hermit Year. I was spent, and I knew I had to retreat and recover a little bit. And I knew it was time to let some things go. So first, I, as you know, gave myself permission to stop posting. I just didn't want to post fluff. I was working through a lot, and I just didn't want to just throw stuff up. And I knew you all would be okay with me doing that. And it was the right call. So I began my Hermit Year. Really, I started looking into the corners of myself to try to understand how I got to this particular mountaintop. I really dug in and looked at it like unseen motives and assumptions. I felt like I was finally wise enough now to begin to understand my motivations in the past, my whole life. But okay, first though, I'm going to take a little side trip into Eight of Cups. A long time ago, tarot writer wrote that the Eight of Cups is like a long shot of the Hermit. And if you look, and the Eight of Cups is 8, Hermit is a 9, is there's a person who is very much in the dark. They don't have a lantern yet, but they still know that they need to walk away from what is no longer needed. They're heading up into the mountains, leaving behind what is no longer fulfilling, yet is still standing. And I also, what really pinged with me is the water receding exposes the activities which previously have sated me have now become draining. And so then pivot to the Hermit card and looking at this wonderful image. What I'm struck with is that first, that shining star contained within the lantern. I really view that as sort of like an intentional seeking of insight, digging deep, finding out what is truly focusing and what is truly my deepest, most authentic self. Also, this work takes effort, and just like holding up the lamp, takes effort, exploration, and spiritual work. It's not easy. So I also began by recognizing first what I've achieved, and then I really started just uncoiling where have my previous life choices come from a place very deep in my soul, or have I been guided by learned behaviors? And then it leads to what truly feeds me. And then came the releasing of some things that I've done for a long time. The releasing of ambitions that are no longer right for me. It became sort of, there was a change in ranking in myself of how do I view success, and reshaping that idea. So yeah, it was a very scary time because I was letting go of ambitions, of previous goals. And I was like, what am I, crazy? Let go of ambition, that's nuts. But I did it. And it has given me a lot of room to consider new things. I've also been inspired by my soul card is the High Priestess, and my personality card is Judgment. And I will share in the notes, in the comments, how to figure that out for yourself if you don't know that. But with the High Priestess, and the judgment. I just knew I was called to do this work, to retreat, to let go of things, that this is the right thing to do, even though it was scary. Being a hermit, I did find through this year, all these people's energy was very intense for me. New people were a lot, but I really dove into a deeper appreciation of my most fulfilling relationships, friends, families. Family is funny because my friends get a lot of texts, so they've gotten, my close friends. I've texted a lot about how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. Also, I've been removing clutter. And that's quite interesting because when you remove things, first you're making a choice about what is no longer suitable or needed. And that's a step. And then what remains is what you value. And that's been a source of some real insight for me. I've also had to embrace that as I make changes in my life, some relationships will change or go away. And that's just life and moving through life. That does happen. But it's been interesting what relationships will endure and which ones have run their course. And finally, really, the hermit is an old person. And so I've been looking at being aware of the fragility of life. Oh, we have a visitor. This is my dog, Shadow. Shadow. Here she is. But how do I want to age? And taking more responsibility for my health, where I am at, and accepting the realities of this new act. And there's been other things, just shifts. I'm finding I'm much more appreciative of the smaller moments, nature, simpler things, and also the gray cloak and the age and the wisdom of the hermit also has made me just look at, I have some responsibilities in my life that are ongoing, that will always be there for me as an adult. And that's all right. My keywords or themes or focuses, I've been doing a lot of forgiving of myself, of others, acceptance, certainly prudence, really being prudent and looking at what is right and proper for me. And I've been trying to be patient with myself. So that's my year. It's been really good. I would encourage you to, whatever year you're in, to lean into that, because I've found it really rewarding, and I've come back full blast to Contemporary Tarot. So that's been wonderful. Thank you. I hope this was helpful, and I invite you to subscribe, and I will see you soon.